In less than 72 hours, the French news outlet Jeune Afrique was suspended from Burkina Faso, accused of manipulating information. And then a former French Secret Service agent, Vincent Crousset, stated on live TV that his country could now carry out more clandestine destabilization operations. And next thing you know, there was a failed military coup attempt in Burkina Faso. I'm not saying these things are connected, but this is what we are working with today. On September 25th, the government in Burkina Faso decided to suspend this French news outlet Jeune Afrique. Why, you may wonder? Well, because of this article titled "In Burkina Faso, Tensions Persist Within the Army," which was published on Monday 25th. And this was the nail in the coffin, because the coffin itself was brought with an earlier publication on September 21st titled "In Burkina Faso, Discontent is Growing in the Barracks." Listen. In my village, they say, mosquitoes do not like games where people clap too much. So the authorities in Burkina Faso decided to step in and stop the circus and accuse the magazine of manipulating information to discredit the army and spread chaos. According to Reuters, Jeune Afrique responded with a statement, and I quote, "This decision contributes a little more to making the region, and Burkina Faso in particular, a non-information zone," end quote. Let me put it this way. Imagine you are having an argument with your partner, but you know there is someone hiding in the bushes waiting for you to blink so they can put their cards on the table to try to end up in a relationship with your partner. And then you have Jeune Afrique telling them, yo, they're having an argument. I'm not saying you should try anything, but I'm just letting you know. Listen, this is what I said last time. Governments with colonizers' tendencies have not evolved with time. They are still stuck in the past with old tactics that used to work very well in the 60s across Africa and up until recently. However, this new generation of Africans are cut from a different cloth. What's the point of publishing such garbage considering the current climate in Burkina Faso, the security climate, if it's not to weaken the security of the country? Listen, the majority of mainstream media outlets across the African continent are there to serve the interest and push the agendas of their countries, serving as their government propaganda machine in Africa. Now, if you thought all along that it was all about information, then it's about information. Anyways, on September 26, a former DGSE agent, and in case you're wondering, DGSE stands for General Board of External Security, and it was formerly known as External Documentation and Counter-Espionage Service. Their mission is to collect intelligence all over the world in order to inform the highest government authorities, and this is from their own website. So the man who used to work for this governmental organization stated on a public debate on TV, and I quote, "Maybe that our ambassador and our troops are no longer hostage in Niger. In a way, we will have more leeways to carry out more clandestine destabilization operations this time," end quote. But let me correct a lie here. The ambassador and French troops in Niger were not hostage. They were asked by Niger's government and people to leave, but they simply refused to leave. You see, France was humiliated and its pride wounded in the Sahel region, and we know that a beast is never as dangerous as when it is wounded. And the government of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are expecting these clandestine destabilization operations. Anyways, just imagine someone in his position on a national TV in Russia, Iran, saying the same thing. I swear the drama queens of government of this world wouldn't let us breathe. Their propaganda machines will be working 24/7 to the point that their laptops will run out of ink, I tell you. However, because this is an African country they are talking about, who cares? Well, maybe you might care, but we don't run billion-dollar military complex, military industrial complex. All we have is a beating heart, and sometime, in some cases, that's all that matters. What comes to mind is 1959 codename Opération Persil, when for months the French Secret Service launched a covert operation to sabotage and destabilize Guinea's economy by airdropping tons of fake Guinean francs all over the country, which naturally crippled the country's economy. And this is not even mentioning the countless assassination attempts against President Ahmed Sékou Touré until his death in 1984. Why? Well, simply because he forced the independence of his country and rejected the poisonous currency given by France, le franc CFA or the CFA franc. How dare an African country or Africa develop without the West assistance? It would make the white man burden theory die. It must be kept alive at all cost. Africa should not and cannot develop on its own without the West help. Then on September 27th, we were informed by the government of Burkina Faso that its security and intelligence services shut down a military coup attempt. The authorities stated that these men, and I quote, had the sinister intention of attacking the institutions of the republic and plunging the country into chaos, end quote. 4 suspects are behind bars and 2 are on the run, and those who need to be worried should be worried. This was a clandestine attempt to destabilize the country. Now, whatever you choose to do with this information is entirely up to you, because this French saga in the Sahel region is like what they say in Cameroon. If someone explains it to you and you understand it, it means they didn't explain it very well. If it's your first time interacting with my content, I would like to welcome you and let you know that I have a podcast on YouTube full of non-political stories. You can find it in the podcast sections of the channel. I also have a book of Proverbs which you can access through the link below. Moreover, I create fire content that speaks for itself. Please check out my catalog and thank you for your time.
We, ni nini?